When it comes to talking a little bit about the players themselves, Paranoid, for those who maybe are a little bit unfamiliar, again, you should know who Nurchio is. To quickly go over Nurchio, he was one of the best players in the foreign scene. In the foreign scene back in the day, back in Heart of the Swarm especially, Nurchio was a beast. He was considered to be one of the best in the world outside of Korea and would consistently go toe-to-toe with Koreans as well. Yeah, he was definitely up there as a legend, not just in Poland, but in the entire scene, actually. So, yeah, it's really cool to see him returning here once again after such a long time. He did retire back in around 2017, so the early years of Legacy of the Void. Legacy of Void came out in 2016, so it was around 2017 when he did step away from the game, which was a bit of a shame. Especially because like it felt a little bit sudden because it wasn't like he was kind of petering off too much in terms of skill. He was still performing very well back in 2017, so it was a little bit sad to see him go. Really cool to see him return after so long. Outside of Nurture, we have Paranoid. Paranoid, for those who are unfamiliar with him, if you're familiar with Acer, back in the day, Paranoid was a part of Team Acer alongside Bly, alongside Scarlet. They would often compete in these big events, in Team League matches as well. I do believe Paranoid retired back in around the start of Legacy of the Void, like towards the end of Heart of the Swarm. So again, it was also a little bit sad to see him leave us as well, but he was, of course, competing alongside players like Scarlet, for example, and Bly on Team Acer. So that's kind of where I know Paranoid most from. Likewise, you had Dana, who again also retired back in the beginning of Legacy of the Void. A lot of these players, they stepped away like back in 2016, 2017. But here we go. We're getting into our free-for-all here, and my UI is not working. Oh, I have a bug. Not like this. As in the bottom right hand corner, we have Rodzin here for the Platinum Heroes. We have center right, we have Dana. Top right, we have Paranoid. We have top left, Mishu. Center left, Pal. Bottom left, we have Geralt alongside Nurchio as well. Kura, do you also have a bug? Do you?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I don't know if we can fix it mid-game.
Yeah, so unfortunately, we can't actually change the interface mid-game, I don't think, unless you want to try and mess around with that. So we don't have any production tab. We can't actually click on any units. Lovely. I wonder if the players are talking about that. I don't know, but we'll get into this. Aye. Okay, so we're playing like it's Brood War. We're playing with no production tab whatsoever. Let's go, Bobby. Let's go. So it is a free-for-all, and free-for-alls can be very chaotic.
I want to give you some context on what is happening with the banter, because before the game, Indy posted that nobody is allowed to attack Dansking because he's the organizer of the game. And then every player was like, okay, so we're attacking Dansking first, right? So take it how you will. And Mishu was the one who wants to ally with him so far.
Let's go. Shaking my head. But here we go. We are kind of getting into this, and so far nothing too crazy. Everyone's going to be taking some expansions. It looks like there are some relatively free natural bases. There are some island bases towards the towards the top right and bottom left as well. Very interesting to see that. I'm assuming you follow my camera. So yeah, really interesting to see here, as we do see third bases being taken by Paranoid. Mishu already going to be rocking up towards Paranoid's bases. Oh, and there's actually nothing here. Lings are still on the way. Queen is still on the way as well. So Mishu is having his way with this middle line. So far, not killing any drones yet. Good control out of Paranoid. Lings have arrived. I do think we could potentially get some more damage done here, but we do back off for the time being. Paranoid will be able to expand, but this feels so uncomfortable. Like there is no breathing. Bases are right next to each other, and things like early game Reaper harass are going to be brutal to deal with, as again Paranoid is dealing with first hand. Aye. So yeah, just a really congested map here. It looks like we're getting into our 1-1 setup here. At least Danskik is. We have Link speed on the way as well for all of our Zerg players. No one rocking up into anything crazy. Dana with a spike roller first. interesting. Dana, likewise, I'm sure a little bit paranoid as well of any kind of aggression early on. As it looks like Mishu has found the base of Dana. Dana going for a second Spine Crawler as well. And rushing into Overlord speed and a lair. Wait, what? Wait, what? Okay, so Dana making some moves happen. This looks like 2-base Muta. If it wasn't for the Overlord speed, the Overlord speed is really throwing me off. We are taking additional gases here. 2-base Muta would make a lot of sense. Are we cut off from each other? We are not. We could just walk around. Okay, yeah. I don't. The Overlord speed is an odd one. There's going to be an odd one here. We'll see if we can make use of it. Looks like we have a 1-1-1 opener out of Mishu, getting ready for a tank drop. At the same time, looks like we have an Epps going to be threading the mineral lines here, killing a lot of workers already of Pal. Leave Pal alone. I believe Pal was the player that is retired the longest ago, where he retired in 2014, as opposed to the other legends that retired back around 2016. But we do have a DT opener here out of Pal, and the first Dark Templar is on the way. First Dark Templar is going to be on the way. Meanwhile, the tank within range of the third base here of a Paranoid. Queen goes down. This third base is no longer... It's within range. No shot. This third base is not going to get up and running here. Paranoid, yeah, calling Nishu out a little bit. Not like this. As the hatchery is going to be falling here. There's no saving this whatsoever. It will go down. Now, thankfully, losing this third base isn't the biggest of deals because, like, no one else really has a third other than Nurchio. Nurchio is the only one that's been able to expand freely. But he's next to Danskik, and Danskik's throwing down, like, 8 racks. What's he doing? We have, like, 9 racks on the way. So Nurchio, he's looking pretty comfortable here towards the south. And, again, the only player to be on 3 bases. We do see Danskik. Sorry, he took the island base. He took the island. Let's go. Let's go, man. Island base has been taken. We have caught another queen. Another queen is going to be going down for Paranoid. Speaking of island bases, oh, that's why we got Overlord speed. I understand. Okay. So Dana got Overlord speed to actually hop over to that island base instead. So that is where we've headed. That is what the purpose of rushing into the lair. We'll see if it's going to be worth it here. As an episode do shade in, and they're going to be getting a couple of extra drones. Oh. We get 1, we get 2, we get 3. The workers do go down. Likewise, Mishu does have a drop threading the bases here of both players. And looks like we ended up losing Paranoid there. Looks like Paranoid has been eliminated, is the first to fall. Again, next to Mishu, our Terran player was brutal. And Mishu, he's not content with just killing one player. He's going for another. He's going for Dana. Dana, though, so far safe. Mishu hasn't checked, did not scout that island base, so he's unaware that Dana is on 3 bases. To be fair, it isn't saturated yet, but we're getting there. No, Dana made a link. Link's gonna be there we go. It's okay. We have Overlords headed over to help defend. Drop Lords being sent and ferrying drones over towards top right. Meanwhile, as we head over towards the bottom part of the map, we have Blink Stalkers that are amassing here. We do have the island base has been found. No, Dansky! Mishu! I like how he drops 1 Marine and then he leaves. He's like, oh, I just realized who I'm attacking. he's my partner in crime. So he's going to be leaving Danskik alone. And I mean, Danskik, he's got a decent amount of production here. Like, he's going to be able to, he doesn't have an army right now, but he's getting there. He'll be able to make one soon. Meanwhile, we have other armies clashing. We do have Nurture going to be knocking or trying to knock down the front door here of Geralt. Geralt looking quite terrifying himself here. Actually rushing towards Sky Toss. We have +1 air attack on the way. Liberator coming from behind. We have Mishu harassing a Mineralite. We have Nurture knocking down the front door. At the same time, Mishu, he comes in though. Harassing both Geralt and Nurture at the same time. Drones are going down. And this forces Nurture to turn back home. This does give Geralt some time to breathe. Geralt stuck on 2 bases, rushing into carriers though, as we speak. And Nurture doesn't really have anything to deal with that. No Hydras, no Spire. Geralt, he knows how to win an FFA. He's going into Sky Toss, and he is slowly getting away with it. We have still DTs amassing here. Mishu, he's being left to his own devices, and because he killed and eliminated Paranoid, he is working towards taking his bases. Meanwhile, Dana clashing with Rodzin. Rodzin, of course, working on Blink Stalkers as his army composition is busy dealing with Dana. Sorry, yeah, it's busy dealing with Dana. So as these 2 players face off, again, Geralt, he's He's left alone. He's slowly building up these carriers. Geralt's going to be a bit of a sleeper agent here, and we'll see how he does activate. He's also taking the pocket base. He's also taking the island base, I should say. So if left to his own devices, he's going to get out of control. He is going to get out of hand here. We have Aspire for Nurture. Nurture in the midst of taking a fourth base. He's going into Muta, though, to help deal with drops. He is working towards Mutas. Rodin working towards the army. Carriers have been revealed. Nurture can start working towards Corruptors. Can start working in that direction. Honestly, if I was Nurture, I'd be calling Geralt out. I'd be like, yo, guys, he's making Skytoss. Ay. Get a revelation. And before Nurture can speak out, Geralt, he has arrived. And he's pushing towards the main bases of Nurture. Nurture in a lot of trouble at the same time. And Rodin coming across Pal, actually. Both Wing-Stalker armies going to be clashing instead. They will be forcing each other back. But again, as they force each other back, we do have Mutas hitting the island base. We have Mutas hitting Geralt. We only have 2 carriers. Only 2 carriers. Where are the shield batteries? They're not here. 1 carrier goes down, and we're going to get the second. Big pickoffs here from Nurture, as he does catch both carriers. And soon to be the Tempest. Meanwhile, in the center of the map, it looks like we have a gold. I didn't even notice. We have a gold base. Rodin gets caught out. Pal with the better control. Oh my god. Pal, he catches every single one of those stalkers. Brings them low. A little bit surprised, not gonna lie. Rodin is more of an active player nowadays, as he's getting hit from both ends. He just lost his army to Pal. And now we have Nurture and Dana coming together. The Zerg players, they sandwich Rodin. No, Rodin. He gets caught by 3 players at once here, being forced into his own base, and the Zergs working together in tandem. Nurture going to be backing off, though, because here comes Pal threatening the bases of Nurture. Is going to be pulling back. Dana, though, not holding back whatsoever, getting into a Roach Hydra composition instead. Mishu has been left alone for quite some time. He's getting into BCs. BC production here for Mishu. I know I was focusing a lot on Geralt, but Geralt, he has been pressured by the Zerg players. Mishu has been left alone, and again, Mishu eliminated Paranoid earlier, and he is taking even more bases. Anyway, here we go. We do have Pal and Geralt engaging each other on Nurture's creep. Attack coming in here. We have Mutas coming in from behind. We collapse on Geralt's army. Pal backs the hell off. He's like, I want none of that. He's just gonna back off, let them fight, ideally. DTs are coming in. Meanwhile, Dana still facing off against Rodin here on the right-hand side and going Hydra Lurker. Lurker's pushing up the ramp. We have 1 carrier here for Rodin. He's still trying to catch in. Meanwhile, Pal moves in a little bit too soon. But Pal's going to be the one sandwiched instead. Gets caught out. Never going to be going up. Trying to catch Nurture. Nurture, he does avoid that Nova. We'll be retreating. Mishu still just chilling, building up a mass BC army. The mass BCs here from Mishu, and honestly, Pal needs to do something about this. It's on Pal and it's on Dana. And so far, again, they're focusing on their own players, on their own opponents. They're leaving Mishu alone. Meanwhile, Geralt, he's establishing another base, establishing a 4th. 4th base is getting up and running. Nurture soon to engage. Oh, the Novas. Big connections here on the Roaches. He's pushing in. He's diving on the army. Nova once again going to be dodged at the last second. Very nice dodge there from Nurture. He collapses on Geralt, and he will shut down everything in the sky. We have Mutas, we have Corruptors, and we'll clean Geralt out. There's a couple of Disruptors remaining here in the back line, but it's not going to be enough, and Nurture swallows Geralt up. At the same time, we also have Dana pushing in towards Rodin, and now on 2 carriers. But it may not be enough here. The Hydra force getting out of hand. The Queens as well. And again, as all these armies face off, as Geralt is in trouble, as Rodin is in trouble. Oh, Dana, no, quite Dana. Pal, gonna be coming in, gonna be engaging with Nurture, gonna be actually helping Geralt out a little bit. Forcing the attention away from Geralt. But again, Mishu's been silently chilling here. He's been just taking more and more bases. Oh my god! So I haven't been paying attention to Danskik. No one's been paying attention to that Danskik whatsoever. He's not even fully saturated here on the right-hand side. But he has gone Mass Marine. And he's just been chilling. He's like, all you guys can fight amongst yourselves. I'm just going to max out on Mass Marine back at home. He has 3-3 about to finish up. He is soon about to reveal his hand. It's a pure mono battle Marine out of Danskik. Let's go. Meanwhile, it looks like Geralt, yeah, GG gets called. Geralt has been eliminated. One of the favorites, one of the stronger players in this FFA. Geralt goes down. At the same time, Pal coming in as well. It looks like he wants to try to catch Nurture as he tries to get out of the main base of Geralt. Not a bad move here from Pal as he comes in from behind. He will catch the Roach Army. Yeah, he's going to be cleaning up what little is left here from Nurture. Storm's going to be engaging, and every single Roach going to be going down. Meanwhile, the Terran player, this is going to be the end of the game here. The Mass BC. Even Mass Marine isn't as terrifying as Mass BC. The Terrans have been left alone, Papi. They've been left alone. And the Zergs and Protosses have been fighting amongst themselves, and they're soon going to realize their mistake. They're soon going to realize their folly here, as Mishu has, again, been the silent killer, massing more and more orbitals, having a massive amount of mules. He's getting a super maxed army. Less SCVs, more mules means a larger army overall. He floats over towards the right-hand side, does come across Dana. And again, Dana is still distracted by Rodzin. Again, because Rodzin and because Nurture never attacked Danskik, they were kind of focusing on their opponents on the other side, and yeah, Mishu has been left alone. Left alone this entire time. Meanwhile, it looks like DT's and harassment has been wreaking havoc here in Nurture's bases. Nurture doesn't actually have a lot of money. He doesn't have a much of an economy whatsoever here, actually, so he's in some trouble. He needs to find an expansion. He needs to get another base up and running. Meanwhile, we do see Dana backing off. He does back off for a moment here. He is going to be heading over towards the Terran player. The BCs have been revealed. And it may just be too late. With Mass BC, here we go. We do see Dana realizes that he has to be focusing on the Terran player, but there are already so many BCs. There's too many. There's too many battle cruisers here. We have hit critical mass. The Mass Yamato going to be going up on Dana. Ay. So what have I done? I've been focusing on the Protoss. Show us the Biles. It's not going to be enough here. The Yamatos, they go off on anything, on everything that Dana has. We teleport across the map to catch the army before it can escape. At the same time, Pal going to be eliminating Nurture. Nurture, again, he just ran out of money, ran out of resources. He has Mass Muta. That is all he has left. As the BC army is getting out of hand. We've lost our French observer. No. Legend K has left us. And it looks like, again, Dana in a lot of trouble here against the Mass BC. Muta's doing what they can again with distracting Pal. Pal and Nurture are still at each other's throats. And this may very well come down to the two Terran players, to Mishu and Danskik. Danskik, he's actually gone to the bathroom. He's actually not at his PC. He was maxing out on Marine. There's literally nothing happening in his bases. He's gone.
He actually did say, you know what, guys, I'm gonna grab a coffee.
Yeah. Unironically. So he's just AFK'd. And the BCs are going ham here in the bases of Dana. And again, Dana cannot contest against this. He's got a handful of Corruptors. He's got a couple of Vipers. We do see Pal coming in again. Being very generous, is going to be ignoring the army here of Danskik. Unfortunately, a couple of Marines do get dragged in. They're going to have to go down. Meanwhile, Dana in a lot of trouble here. We do see some Zeltso from the right-hand side. Rodzin attacking on the other side of the map. Let's go. Does harass for a moment. Does force Mishu back. But I'll be honest, I do believe that if every player here, if Pal, if Dana, and if Rodzin, if they all came together, if they all formed a pact, if they all tried to kill Mishu, I don't think they could. Even with Dansky. Oh, he's back. Oh, look, he's back on cams. He's back in the keyboard on the on his PC. I feel like if everyone went to try to kill the Mass BC player, I think Mass BC wins. We'll see though. We'll see. It looks like Dana is calling Mishu out. He's saying, mate, he's on 200 BCs. He needs to be stopped. Dana, he's calling out for help right now. And will anyone answer is the question. Because right now, Nurture and Pal, they're ignoring Dana. They're still fighting each other. They're still at each other's throats. And you can see here that Pal is going for the elimination. we just... Oh my god, the Archons! Oh, brutal attacks here on the Mutas. The Muta cloud evaporates in the blink of an eye. This is all that Nurture has left. One drone, one hatchery, one spawning pool. BCs, they're coming in, they're killing Dana. Dana's like, guys, help me! And Dana, yeah, he's going to be losing all of his corruptors. To be fair as well, this was also on Dana. GG, well played. He has been eliminated. It was also on him to try to stifle Mishu. He was hyperfixated on Rodzin, and now Rodzin is coming in. Now he pushes, and he has carriers, which is nice and all. But honestly, with good enough Yamatos, these BCs can have their way with carriers. Carriers are not ideal against BCs. What is Tempest? If this was a mass Tempest army, I'd be thinking differently. I'd be thinking, okay, you know what, Rodzin, he can actually fight this. The Skytos can fight the Sky Terran. Because it's mass carrier and only a handful of Tempests, I'm a little bit less confident. We'll see though. We'll see how the armies do engage. Meanwhile, we do see Pal still just cleaning things up, still just leaving that. Oh, that's King. Oh, there we go. Yeah, he does have his army on the right hand side. BC's gonna be pushing in. We mass Mule, we Mule Hammer the army, gonna be repairing and topping everything up. It isn't just mass BC, we have a couple of Ravens to support as well. Do have a couple of Ravens to help support, to help top everyone up. As there we go, Mishu has worked his way through Paranoid, and now through Dana, and now Mishu is working his way through Rodzin. Nurture, GG gets called out. Nurture has been eliminated. It comes down to the Protoss and the Terran. And again, I feel like we need Pal to work with Rodzin here if we want to fight all these BCs. Decent temperature shots, I'm loving the feedbacks. But a big anti-armor missile as we do teleport on top of the army. But Pal comes in from behind. He comes in from behind and we do collapse here from both ends. Can the Protoss work together? Big storms. Big storms here on the BCs. The Stalkers from behind. We're working together, Papi. Big Yamadas went off. Every single carrier went down, by the way, as to be expected. Like the carriers, they did not hold a candle against the BCs. But here come the Stalkers. The Stalkers pairing a lot better. They do focus down a decent amount of the BCs. There's only 5 of them left. And now only 4. Only 4 BCs remain. Rodzin, he lost a mass amount of his army here. The BC's going to toe-to-toe with these Stalkers. There's 3 remaining. There's 3 BCs left. Now there's 2. And soon to be 1 BC left versus 3 Stalkers. And it looks like the Stalkers, they will barely come out on top. 1 Stalker left. The Stalker, the survivor. It took 2 Protoss armies here to deal with Mishu. Back at home, Zella drop into the main base, wreaking havoc, but we've already mined out, and we are still making more BCs. That's the thing here. Mishu still has a booming economy back at home, taking more bases, taking more expansions. He's getting back into his BCs. Oh, meanwhile, Rodzin taking the gold base. Trying to. And he did keep his Tempest alive. Rodzin, he lost every single one of his carries except for 1, and he's rebuilding with Tempest, which again, does fare a lot better against the BC. But you can see here that, mate, we have already remaxed. That's just the economy and the production of Mishu. He has already remaxed. It took so much to deal with the first army. What about the second army? It took 2 Protoss armies to come together to deal with the first wave of mass BC. And now we have the second wave. And do we have enough left over? We have a couple of Stalkers, we have a couple of Archons. This time, Hal is on his own. This time, he doesn't have Rodzin to support him. He's on his own, and on his own, oh, he's gonna get Yamato. Oh, God. He's gonna get Yamato to death. Ay. Not like this. We're mixing in a couple of Vikings to help deal with the Skytos. Again, this mass PC army getting out of control. Now, Rodzin, with this gold base, can he muster up Skytos? Can he muster up a decent enough Tempest army to deal with this? We have a decent amount. We have 3, 6, 8. 8 Tempest here with the main army. That's okay. Again, oh, are we working together? Oh, we're talking. Look at this. They're communicating. Pal and Rodzin. No, he's going. No, that's not how you work together.
Actually, Pal said, "Hey guys, Rodzin took the gold. Can someone deal with that?"
That's not your priority. Pal, what's going on? He sees a mass BC army, and then he sees the gold base. He's like, oh, we should stop the gold, Papi. Oh no, Pal, you're an animal. He's like, guy, he's thinking to himself, you know, I may not come first, but maybe I can come second. Maybe I can just turn on Rodzen and kill him first. Oh no, pal, where are your loyalties? Oh no.
To be entirely honest, this feels like from the banter, like everyone is trying to take down Rodzen. So.
Oh, there you go. I mean, there's not going to be an issue with that. Again, I think it's very clear here that Mishu is in the lead. I mean, he's maxed out at this point. He has rebuilt his BC army already, and yeah, Rodzen. I do think he has the best chance to beat Mishu right now, because he's been slowly looking here. He's building up Tempest. He's working on the Tempest upgrade. He's slowly tectonic destabilizers. He's slowly building up that Tempest count. If he can max out, then maybe he can deal with this. As here we go, the mass BC army coming in. And after what Pal just did, I don't know if these two Protosses are willing to work together anymore. I don't think that's gonna happen. We'll see. We'll see. As we do see Mishu actually positioning himself in between both Protoss players. At the same time, oh, we have Danske floating around. He's chilling. He's floating around the edge of the map. He's having a bit of a tour as to what's going on. Oh, the cannons are killing him. Ay. As this was all these Marines. You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if at the very end of this FFA, as we have Zealots actually harassing the mineral lines here, getting a lot of damage done. So Pal, he's actually doing quite a lot here to stifle some of the economy of the Terran army. I wouldn't be surprised if Mishu, just like goes on like stop command or like just doesn't attack and he floats into all these Marines at the end of the game to let Danske kill him. It's possible. It's possible. Here we go, Stalkers, they come in from the right hand side. We do focus on one of those VCs. We get one, we get two. Ooh, big anti-armor missile, big storm here covering everything. And the Stalkers are melting. You don't see it, but they just evaporated. They just evaporated here. It was a bold move out of Pal. He blinks on in and instantly dies. Every single Stalker just went down. Basically, he got censored. The BC censored the death of all those Stalkers. Oh. And Pal has no army. He has no army remaining. He did his best. He killed, I think, 2 BCs. I think he killed 2 battle cruisers. And it is going to come down to Rodzen versus Mishu. It's going to come down to these 2 players here. Mule Hammer here does get caught out. How many Tempests do we have? We have, decent amount. We have 6, 9, 12, 15. 15 Tempests here. 15 Tempests versus, I want to say 16 BCs. Oh, wait, no. That's like 20 BCs. Oh, boy. We snipe one. Again, we have the range advantage here. We get a revelation. Big revelation on the army. Nice feedbacks as well on those ghosts. But we teleport on top of the army, and we cannot take a fight. We have to get the hell out of here. 1, 2 Tempests do get caught out. Good kiting so far out of Rodzen. He kites another BC. Yamatos, though, are locking on. This Raven giving a lot of range here, giving a lot of vision to the army. Vikings going ham, and we have to make a final stand here. A couple of Stalkers are warped in. Mass Yamato going off. And Mishu, he is cleaning this up. He is knocking this down. Again, on his own, Rodzen cannot stand up against this. He did fare better than Pal. Like, Pal was killed 2 BCs. So, Rodzen's been able to kite quite well against this. Gets 1 more battle cruiser. Looks like we're waiting for Yamato. Ooh, quick another. God, we have already remaxed. Jesus, the production. We teleport behind the army. We sandwich these Tempests here. And here come those Yamatos. And everything gets cleaned up. Mishu, he shuts down the final opposing army. He's gotten out of hand. He's gotten out of control. GG gets called. Rodzen taps out. And Pal, he has nothing left. This is his army. He's got a handful of Stalkers, handful of High Templar. Technically, Pal does outlast Rodzen. True. Pal looking to get second place. Sorry, looking to get third place here because, yeah, we now scan the army. we scan the Mass Marine. We're aware of what's going on. Zelt's going to be harassing. But here comes Mishu, looking to hunt down the final opposing player here, which is Pal. Pal, the only Protoss left. Oh, he's looking for the EPs. He wants them. Vikings are going to be a little bit lackluster here. There's nothing for them to quite do. They can always land on the army. And, yeah, Mishu is going to just slowly, methodically work his way through. We're getting into Tempest. We have 2 Tempests. But they're going to get Yamato'd. Yeah, Yamato's going to be going off. We shut down one, and we're shutting down the other. We come across a stray of Geralt Phoenix. Is going to be hunted down as well. Again, looks like Pally's just hoping that he can maybe muster up a force. Maybe he can try to negotiate with Danskik, and maybe we can work together. I mean, that's a lot of Marines. That's a lot of Marines. Like, can we fight this? No, but together, maybe. Together, ape strong. Let's go. Can we do this here? As again, we just see Mishu just taking more bases, taking more CCs. Ghost coming forward, shows EMP. Oh, the snipes. We get 1. We get 2. So our Templar go down. Pal, forced to come back. Gets a ghost. And here we go. Looks like we have made our move. Danskik now he woke up. He had a bit of a nap. He had a 30-minute nap. He's like, all right, what's been going on in this game? Who's still alive? Who's there? Yo, can he go in for the finishing blow? Danskik comes across the carcass of Rodin. Does come across his dead body. Going to be able to kill it. Now, the problem with the army is we do mass Yamato, and here we go. The Marines, they do actually sandwich the Stalkers. The problem here is that even if we stim, there's no medevacs. There's no medevacs to support this, so every stim is going to hurt Danskik that much more. It's going to be brutal. GG gets called. Pal does tap out. He knows that the writing is on the wall, and now it comes down to 2 players. It comes down to Mishu and Danskik. And again, does Mishu tap out? Does he just give the win to Danskik, as Danskik is the owner? Attack.
Mishu is asking, if that's everyone, and Indy said yes, it's just you versus him.
Yeah, I see. I was about to say that. I was about to say he's asking confirmation on who is left, and yes, Indy does confirm. It is only Danskik. The army is going to be clashing here. Can we do skip? We do stim. We stim forward, Papi. 3-3 Marine. Oh, that's a lot of Marines dying, actually. A lot of Marines are going down as they try to chase down the BCs, and Danskik is going to be able to get a couple of them. Does get 2, 3, 4 BCs in the end. Vikings going to be landing, but these are still very efficient trades. And poor Mishu, as he does float back, and he will just annihilate these Marines. Oh my god. Yamato's going to be going off here on the Vikings. We can take the fight. We just waddle on in, and Danskik will be losing everything. He built up towards a maxed out Marine army. He had 1 stim in him. He killed like 5 BCs. And now we're going in for the kill. There's nothing left. There is nothing left here. Mishu does not give the win to Danskik. Does not allow the owner of this tournament to take it all. Ah. What is that? Speared.
He censored himself, but he was basically saying, get out.
And GG gets called. Mishu will be our FFA champion. GG. GG, well played. I do apologize for not having or for the UI being a little bit bugged. Something that we haven't really seen before, but yeah, I guess we weren't set up for an FFA. We were not set up for it. Regardless, GG, well played. Mishu does take it in the end. Again, he was left alone. Everyone else was focusing on fighting each other. By the time we realized what was happening, it was a little bit too late. If you remember, Dana was the first to call out and be like, guys, we need to do something about him. But at the time, Pal was fighting Nurchio. At the time, Rodin was fighting Dana. And yeah, the cries of Dana were left unheard. And in the end, there was a really cool moment. My favorite part of that was when initially when Mishu got surrounded, when he got surrounded by Pal and by Rodin the first time. That was a really cool moment to see them. They didn't even intentionally work together. They just happened to stumble upon each other at the right moments where Mishu was just sandwiched between the armies and his first BC army got cleaned up. But again, he had a good enough production and economy to remax, and And Roden and Pal didn't really work together ever since then. They accidentally worked together in that moment, and alas, without any teamwork, Mishu did snowball out of control. GG, well played. And yeah, that was just a good icebreaker, a way to break the ice to get into our House Galactic Battle. And now we can get ready for the main event itself. Now we can get ready for what is to come for the group stage. Exclamation mark B in the chat if you guys want to have a look at the group stage yourself. We have 4 amazing groups here featuring our legend players as well as our staples, as well as our heavy hitters as well.